Hey there, and welcome to the Contentment Creator Podcast, the show designed especially for creative entrepreneurs just like you who are committed to a beautiful life that's rooted in courage and contentment, and that's blooming with creativity and prosperity. I'm your host, Ellen Browen, a certified life coach, a singer, a mother, and a lover of alliteration, dogs, and deep conversation. This show is designed to become a part of your daily routine, to help you, fellow contentment creator, dig deep to clarify your life vision, catalyze your creative flow, and fuel your entrepreneurial fire in just a few inspiring minutes each day. Each Thursday, we talk about consistency, and today's episode is all about how to grow towards each other as you become new people. Let's talk about the most consistent thing in life: change. It's the one thing we can always count on. And ironically, it's often the thing we resist the most, especially in marriage. If you've been with someone long enough, you already know this. You don't just marry a person. You marry their evolution, their seasons, their reinventions, their shedding and becoming, their bad haircut in 2017 and their gluten-free era in 2020. You marry their growth and their stagnation, their fire and their fog. And they marry yours. I used to believe that if you found the right person, the work of a relationship was mostly about maintaining what you had. Like a really nice houseplant. Just water it consistently and it stays green. But it turns out people are less like houseplants and more like wildflowers in a shifting climate. They grow in new directions. They bloom and they wilt. And sometimes they look completely different from one season to the next. So here's my question. Can we stay consistent in our love, our presence, our commitment, while everything else around us and within us is constantly changing? That is the invitation of marriage. Not to love a fixed version of our partner, but to keep choosing them as they change. And to keep being honest when we change too. There are versions of myself my husband never signed up for. I've changed careers, changed cities, changed my mind more than once. And him, he's grown into versions of himself I never could have predicted when we first met. And some of those changes felt effortless to embrace, while others stretched us both. And that's the beauty of long-term partnership. It asks us to keep meeting each other again and again. Sometimes we resist our partner's change because it scares us. It disrupts the story we've written about who they are. And sometimes we resist their lack of change because we see what's possible for them and we want so badly for them to grow into it. But here's the tricky part. When we attach to either side too tightly, the part of them we hope never changes, or the part we're waiting to see change, we stop loving the person in front of us and start loving a version of them that only lives in our heads. The real work is loving the version that shows up today. And while we're at it, let's talk about our own evolution, because we're not the same either. And sometimes the scariest part of growth is realizing that we no longer fit the shape of our old relationship. And we're not sure what the new shape is yet. But this is where consistency has a chance to show up in the most powerful form. Not in staying the same, but in staying with ourselves, with our partner, with the process. Consistency in marriage doesn't mean we never change. It means we learn how to keep coming back to each other as we change. Reinventing together, making space for each other's new edges, grieving the old versions sometimes, and celebrating the new ones. So if you're in a season of change, whether it's your partner, yourself, or your entire relationship dynamic, Know this: it doesn't mean something's broken. It means something's becoming. And the question isn't, how do we get back to where we were? The question is, who are we becoming now? And if you keep showing up to that question together, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's not tidy, you're practicing a kind of consistency that runs far deeper than surface level sameness. So here's to the couples growing together, changing together, reinventing again and again. May we all find the courage to keep meeting each other in the middle. Thank you for being here with me today. Join me here tomorrow if you're curious to know what is at the heart of being both soft and strong at the same time. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share the love by sending it to someone you know it would support and by leaving reviews and comments. It would truly mean the world to me to hear from you and to support those you care about. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a day and join me in my mission to help a world full of content creators become a world of contentment creators.